Good morning, everybody. We're just heading out to the job site here. We're starting that attached garage and kind of office space onto a house. It's actually pretty close to my place and pretty close to the other job site that we're at, building that full custom home. So we got the tool trailer on. We're gonna get set up there. I'll get the guys going, framing the walls, get all the layout completed, and then I'm gonna jump back over to that custom home and finish building the rake walls and the tall wall, get them all framed up, and then we'll come back there on Friday and get those stood up before the weekend. All right, we had quite a big change of plans this morning. As soon as we got to site, we realized that there wasn't all the material there that should have been. We were missing our 16-foot long material for top plate and bottom plate, and treated 2x6 for the bottom plate up against the concrete slab. So we pretty much just wrapped up tools there and went over to the custom house that we were building and keep on framing there, which actually wasn't too bad because they're only a couple miles apart. So got all of the exterior walls completed on that one, got started on interior walls, and hopefully we'll be back there tomorrow and finish off the interior walls and then get going on the garage walls on that one as well. And then next week we'll be onto the roof and hopefully get the roof on and completely sheeted and everything before the end of the month here. That's the goal. Now that we're back on this job site, we're gonna finish off these rake walls, build them all in place on the ground. And because we're building this wall in between the two walls that are already stood, when we sheet it, we're gonna leave the end sheeting off, basically the last stud or a couple studs on each end, so we can actually stand it up, and then afterwards we'll tie that sheeting in once it's completed. The wall jacks make easy work of this, as per usual. This is our last tall wall. This is actually a 14-foot tall wall, and it's going to be what's inside of that cathedral ceiling inside the living room. One spot on each header. On that header. Unless we stand without jacks and just manpower. Holy shit, man. How much lumber?
You're wanting to do those
8 studs, man. 8 studs. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 studs. All the other blocking and headers. It's got headers are low though. The 14-foot wall. Oh fuck, we're good. Okay, the 3 of us? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, Pop. Did I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah. He couldn't do it. He couldn't swear. He couldn't do it, no. Block the roads. Fine. Okay, 1, 2, 3, There's a couple more pounds to it than I thought. Didn't we? Okay, maybe I just do that. Definitely. A safer bet.
Turn around and go.
So because we're just using the wall jacks and it's just a 2x4 by 16 feet, and this being a 14-foot tall wall, they're not actually going to jack it up all the way. So once we get those jacks maxed out all the way to the end of those 16-foot 2x4s, they just nailed on a 2x6 onto the side of each window, and then we're just going to push it up the rest of the way by hand. You can see me and Adam are pushing on that first one. Pops is just jacking up the rest of the way on that one with that tall bench. And as soon as he's maxed out, then we just attach another 2x6 onto the window closest to him and push it up the rest of the way by hand. And now that most of the weight is off of the wall itself and it's mostly stood up, it's actually not too heavy to push up by hand.
Oh, good day, no problem. Good job. Nice.
Coming down. What about next to us? We just no. We got to get this jack straight off.
Yeah, this one for sure. That one will capture the window. Yeah, we got to push it over. Highest pressure on the wall.
Why did you try to
Yeah. No idea what's going on. Yeah.
Okay. Want to look at it?
Sure. James! Hey, you're too smooth. No power here, sir.
So that being our last tall wall, as soon as that's stood up and braced and we got things plumbed with our dot laser, then we basically clean up a little bit and start laying out interior wall plates and start building the interior 2x4 walls. All right, the bottoms of our walls, this is what I was talking about. We leave the bottom sheeting off. We leave it off 12 inches, or yeah, basically 12 inches. And then when we actually go around and sheet, you see the whole bottom of the wall gets sheeted in, tied over top of that last rip, just like this. So it gets sheeted over top of the floor, over top of that gap, which is a sill gasket underneath there, and over top of the floor system. And then there's going to be no leak points or drafts or anything, and the entire house from the ICF all the way to the rafters gets spray foam. All right, quick update on this custom home project we're working on. Our week progress went pretty good. We were bouncing around a little bit from a couple other jobs as well, but we got this place all the exterior walls framed up. Started on interior walls. So we're going to get the rest of the interior walls done here this week. And then we will get started on our garage walls. And then we're going to get started on the trusses. We're actually going to build all of these garage walls laying down in the garage, have them fully sheeted, and then we're going to build the garage trusses on top of those walls, sheet the roof, and then we'll get a crane come in, lift that roof off, stand the walls, and then stand the roof on top. That way we do nothing at heights. Everything is pretty safe, quick and easy. This main part of the house here in the living room is going to be a 312 vault all throughout the living room section, and at the peak it steps up another, I think it was 17 inches, and then we have a cathedral ceiling. So it's going to be a flat top ceiling through there. So it's actually a pretty unique house. It'll be pretty interesting. Trusses will be fun, and master bedroom here has an 812 vault, which is also stepped up 12 inches there. All right, guys, follow along this week, see our progress. That other attached garage that we're building to the house, I'm gonna make a separate video of that, and we're gonna do the same kind of thing there. We built all the walls this week, laid them down on the ground. We're gonna build the trusses on top of those walls and have them craned on top. So be sure to follow along and watch for that video, and don't forget to like and subscribe.